Good morning, Toronto. It's Monday, April 4th, and it's a beautiful day out. You are listening to CRBC Radio, and wait to see what we have in store for you today. But later on, we're going to have a special guest. But first, a jazz intermission. Welcome back from the intermissions. So the 1920s decade is coming to an end. What a great decade has been for Canadian sports. The start of the decade was the Cat's Pajamas. The decade started with the Grey Cup here in Toronto Varsity Stadium. The CFL resumed again for the first time since World War I. Both Toronto teams made the finals, Varsity versus Argonauts. What a great game it was, Varsity beating Argonauts 16-3 with 10,000 cheering fans. All the talk about sports gets me thinking about the Olympics. The 1920s was a very successful year for the Olympics for Canadians, especially the 1928 Olympics in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Canada won 4 gold, 4 silver, and 7 bronze with a total of 15 medals. This was the first time women competed in the Olympics for our very own female athletes. Fanny Rosenfeld, Jean Thompson, Ethel Smith, Myrtle Cook, Ethel Catherwood, and James Bell, also known as the Matchless Six, won the majority of the medals. Hello, Miss Fanny Rosenfeld. Thank you for coming to CRBC Radio.
You're very welcome.
Now, shall we start the interview?
That'd be great.
Okay. Miss Rosenfeld, why did you and your family move to Canada?
Oh, please call me Bobby. But we moved to Canada because, well, see, we were from Russia. And back home, seeing as we were Jews, things weren't the greatest there. We were treated as a minority, and my people, we just weren't treated well at all. So we figured that if we came to Canada, we'd have a better life.
So as a child, you were very athletic and you loved playing sports. So which other sports did you play?
Well, as a kid, I played tennis, lacrosse, badminton, basketball, and baseball.
Wow, for a girl, that's impressive.
Oh, and of course, running.
So, Bobby, how did you get your nickname?
From my new haircut, the bob.
That's so spiffy.
Why, thank you.
Your first year in the Olympics must have been grand. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, being a part of the first Canadian women's team was grand. It was an honor all itself. To be selected for the team was real swell. I ran 3 races, the 100 meter, the 800 meter, and relay, and brought home silver and gold medals. Oh, I'll tell you, it was amazing.
You're obviously no ham and egger, seeing you have a gold and silver medal at the very first Olympics women have competed in. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel extraordinary. It's such an accomplishment to have those 2 medals.
Some say that you could have beat your fellow friend Thompson and came in 3rd place, which could have resulted in another medal. Why didn't you just go ahead and pass her?
Well, see, I could have, but it was Thompson's race, and I really didn't want to take that away from her.
So when you started feeling the arthritis, what was your initial reaction?
Well, I really hated it. Running is my passion, and I didn't want to quit just because of the silly little pain. But eventually it started getting really strong, and I had no other choice but to quit.
Thank you very much, Bobby. Hope you come back another time.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Toronto has always been a very successful city for athletics and sports, with many wins and defeats.
However, the most memorable victory was the 1922 Stanley Cup Finals, when Toronto St. Pat's defeated the Vancouver Millionaires, winning 3 out of the 5 Stanley Cup final games.
We can't forget Bob Dye, who won 9 goals in our finals. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick. It sticks better than any other bandage. The proof? Take a dry egg at room temperature. Touch the egg with any other bandage. Brand X, brand Y, brand Z. Not one sticks. But a Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick sticks tight instantly. Watch it again in slow motion. No pressure, yet we can lift the egg, even boil it. And the Band-Aid plastic strip never comes loose.
Maybe you don't want to broil eggs this way, but you do want the extra protection of Band-Aid plastic strips. They take better care of little cuts and scratches. They stay put.
Yes, even in hot, soapy dishwater. Neat, flesh-colored, almost invisible. Band-Aid plastic strips with new Super Stick stick better than any other bandage. Made only by Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted name in surgical dressings. Be sure you get Band-Aid plastic strips.
What a great commercial that was. Hey, but we can't forget about when Nova Scotia won back their International Fishing Trophy.
On October 22nd, 1921, the Blue Notes raced the Elsie and won with 30 miles ahead of them from the finish line. All of Canada, especially Nova Scotia, cheered for the crew and especially for Captain Angus Walters.
Blue Nose is a famous schooner and still hasn't lost a race. So, Justine, who are you rooting for tonight's game?
Well, I'm rooting for the Vancouver Millionaires.
That's bananas oil. I'm rooting for our very own Toronto St. Pat's. See you next time at CRBC Radio. Bye!